All right, well, I'll go ahead and start kicking things off. For all you guys who don't know me, you might have seen my face before. I actually worked at Followup a few years ago. Um, Went to the property management tech industry for a few years, and now I'm back. And I'm excited to be here. And I'm going to pass it along to Jordan. And just a fun fact about Jordan, if you didn't know, before Followup, she was actually an estimator and bid coordinator at Mills Concrete and used Followup. And then she persistently reached out to Eric and followed up to get her job at Followup. So, so she really knows the
Already
platform
pro.
in and out. She was a user herself, and now she helps people like you use the platform and master it. So she's going to be talking today about how to master your communication inside the CRM. She's going to talk through how to connect your email and your Gmail and just go through some of the different ways that you can leverage all the communication tools inside of Follow Up so you can really use it to the best of its ability. And I will pass it along to Jordan. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat and I'll just monitor that as we go along.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Courtney. Yes, as she was saying, I used to be a bid coordinator and an estimator at a concrete company. I love estimating. But I found I was using Follow-Up and I wanted to come work here. So I love Follow-Up. I love it as a tool. So most of the time when I talk about it, I'm like, this is so cool, and this is so cool, and this is so cool. So let's get used to that. But what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about sending emails and managing emails in follow-up, and also just improving our communication for our team in follow-up as well. So, again, what we're talking about is our emails. So, what I want to make sure everyone has before I kind of jump into this is I want to make sure everyone knows how to connect their email. So, to connect your email, if you're not already connected, what you're going to do is come to the top right of follow-up. It's going to be your name up here, and you're going to click it and go to My Settings. And in My Settings, we can connect our email right from here. So I like to open it in a new tab. But so in My Settings, you have your general settings, but if we scroll down, we can go to this user external email right here. And this is where you connect your email, whether it be Gmail or Outlook, right? If you're not connected, it's going to look like these four buttons just up here, right? You can sign in with Google. If you're an Outlook or Office 365 user, you can connect to Office 365, so that second button, and then you can sign in right there. And then Courtney's also going to put a little help article in the chat. If you need help connecting your email or anything like that, there's a lot of answers and how-tos in there as well. So there's a link in the chat if you have any more questions on that or need to connect it. But connecting your email is one of like the hidden secrets of follow-up. Like it ends up saving you so much time in the end, and you can just have everything in the same spot. That's why I love follow-up. Everything goes into follow-up, and you can be organized in here, right? So once you're connected, I'm going to show you a couple ways that we can send emails from our project page, right? So I'm in our projects, and I'm going to go into a project. I'm going to go into this Richardson project that I made. So there's a couple ways that you can email right from here, right? So instead of having to open my Outlook or Gmail and then send an email from there, I can do it right from my follow-up page. So one way is that once I have the contact in my project information, I have this little email button right here. And I can click this button and it will immediately pop up an email to send right to this contact. So I can click this, it will pop up my email, right? And let me send an email right to Jordan from here. And you'll notice that it opened, I use Outlook, but it didn't open my Outlook, right? So you can change on your computer your default settings so that it'll open your Outlook or Gmail or whatever you use, right? So that's what I need to do to fix that. And then Courtney's also going to put a link on how to set your computer to have a default email. So it can automatically pop up your Outlook or Gmail instead of whatever the current default is. So that's also going to be in the chat. Right? But right from here, I can email Jordan. I can add my subject line, add whatever I want to the email, right? And send it off from here. Another way that you can send emails from follow-up is if you scroll down the project page, right? So up here we add the contact, and this is actually a shortcut to add it down below. So in this company information, you can see that Jordan is also attached down here as a contact that we're sending this project to. And then this whole bar is actually an entire list of information about this contact. I can scroll over and see the email, the phone, the status, right? All these things. And if you actually click right onto the email from here, you can email the client directly. So I can click onto Jordan and it will pop up an email to send to her as well. Right? So those are the two ways, or two of the ways we can send an email right from Followup. Um, And then we have a whole area dedicated to sending emails. So we have this external email right here. So if you're at the top of the project page, right, you'll just scroll down a little bit to this external email. So we have our external email. And something cool about this is we want all the emails really that we're communicating for this project to be linked up to Followup. You can see here that I have linked up an email already. I can click into this email. I can see that I've already sent an email out for this project, right? If there was a reply to this email, it would show me here as well as in my Outlook, right? Or Gmail. Um, so that's super cool. So then I don't have to go to my email, look up the last communication if I'm trying to send a follow-up or just trying to check in on how the project is going, right? Instead, I can just come down here to follow up. It gets synced once, right? Because I sent an email right from here. So it's synced up and I can see all the communication, all the email threads right from here that I have sent. And you can also send emails right from here too. So if I push this compose email, I can compose an email. It automatically attaches the contact on the project for me. I can CC people, add a subject line, right? Um, like, how's your day? Okay. And I can send off emails right from here. I can CC people. I can even drag files in or files that are already stored in the documents of my project. I can select those files and attach them, right? All from right here. So if I just did a test, let's just do test, right? And I can send this off to Jordan. Once I send it, it'll go to Jordan, right? It'll pop up in the side in a minute. And I'll be able to see any communication that's been on either side. So if Jordan replies, I can see it. If I reply, it'll be linked up forever. Awesome. So the way that this works, um, is that in our project, you can see right here for this one I sent, we have this Richardson project. Here, I'll actually show it this way. So if I'm composing a new email, right? We have this tracking number in our subject line. So if I was already talking to the client about this project, right? And I want those emails into follow-up, right? We have a different way for Outlook users, but for any other users, right? All I would have to do is copy and paste this subject line or into an existing subject line. And all those emails would be sent to follow-up, right? So if I was talking to Dan, for example, right? I'm talking to Dan, we're working on this project, and I come into the project, I'm like, hey, I want these emails to be connected. I want all these emails that I've talked to, and Dan and I have communicated on. I want those to be in follow-up so my team can see this, so I can see this, have a quick, easy reference on the last communication that we've had with Dan and what's going on for this project. I can come right here, copy that, and paste it in the subject line with Dan already, send it off. All those emails will come in here, just like a mirror, right? I see it in my Outlook. I also see it in follow-up. Does anyone have any questions on that? I'll pause real quick. Okay, perfect. Type fast if you do. Awesome. So that's something cool there. We also have an Outlook add-in. So for our Outlook users, we have an Outlook add-in. And you don't need this this tracking number, I guess, in your subject line if you have the add-in. So I'm going to open mine real quick, waiting for questions. I'll actually save and refresh this project. Perfect, just so we can see that came over. Let's see. Okay, perfect. So see, I can see both of those emails that have been sent out from follow-up right there. And then I have this Outlook add-in, right? So I can open my Outlook right here. There we go. And what I can do is I can go into a project or, an email, and I have this Followup CRM add-in, right? Um, what we can do too, Courtney, if you want to find the little link to how to download this and put that in the chat, that would be awesome too. So the Follow-up CRM add-in for Outlook users, I can click into it once you download it, right? It pops up on the side, and you can do so many things from this. It's super, super cool. So you can add a new project right from here, which actually like uses the AI or whatever to take the body of the email and auto fill out your fields, like your project name, your project address, right? Whatever else in your project that it could auto fill out, right? So it'll auto fill out that project for you. Same with new contact. So if I want to create Christine as a contact in my system, I can just put new contact. It'll fill out her information for me. And I can add a new contact from here too. So I don't even have to be open in follow up to be able to access follow up, right? And I can search up a project and connect my emails right from here. So if I went to, let's say I'll just go to that Richardson project, right? Ooh, a lot of Richardson projects. Oh, I forgot I'm in a different, so I'll just go to test project. Forgetting what I'm doing. So I'm going to go to this test project Z, for example, right? And I could, right from here, if they say, oh, let's update the price to this, right? I could come in here and update that price. I can open this up and see my project information or change the address if I need to right from here. Add a comment right from here too, right? See my documents. And we have these buttons at the bottom. So sync this email and sync this thread. So right from here, we can connect this email thread. Once it's connected once, it stays connected, right? Unless you change the subject line. So don't change the subject line, but it'll stay connected and you'll be able to see all the communication in follow-up and in your email, right? Perfect. And you can click right into the project from the CRM. So awesome there. You can even sync your documents to follow up as well. So if you want all the documents in this project to go into your documents folder, you can click that. It'll send them all over, which really helps with double entry, right? We can automatically fill out our projects. We don't have to copy and paste our emails and put them as a comment in the project. We can just connect our emails and see it all from there. Perfect. And then if you ever have any questions about connecting your Outlook or connecting, the add-in or even just connecting emails in general, you can always reach out to your CSM, bug them and ask them a question. They're always ready for questions. So if you ever have any questions, ask them. Awesome. So yeah, you can see all the communication right here, any responses, any replies. When I worked at Mills Concrete as an estimator using Follow Up, I didn't use this tool, and it's actually one of the biggest things I regret. I did not realize how much time it would save me to have all of my communication, all of my emails right from here, my team be able to see, right? Because everyone has their own email account. So you're not having to jump back and forth on, oh, what did you email them last? It just makes your team look so much more professional, so much more on the same page when we can see all the emails that have been sent about this project and we can see that communication and we know when they were last talked to all from here, right? So this really bridges the gap. You can also, so from here you see all the emails that you've sent, but if I want to see all the emails my team has sent, I can just scroll down to the very bottom to our email logs, right? And I can see all the emails that have been sent about this project. I can even filter specifically by emails and see all of those right here. Perfect. Okay, any questions? If you ever have questions, just fill them out and I'll get them answered. Something cool with our email as well is that we can create templates. And I really like to have my clients do this for follow-up templates, right? So I can create templates of, we want our follow-ups to be personal, right? But sometimes we don't want to spend all this time sending out personalized emails to everyone because we got stuff to do. We don't always have time for it, right? But we want to make sure we send our follow-ups out. So we can create templates of a follow-up, right? Where I have already created this one, which says, hey, contact first name, Thank you for the time. I'm just wanting to follow up on this project, right? So super simple. And then I can obviously edit it a little bit specific to this project or this example right from here. Awesome, awesome.
Looks like we had a question come in. What's the best way to track sales activities before they are associated with the project?
Yeah, that's a good question. So most of our sales activities have to have a project to be assigned. But we could also create activities for contacts, which I was actually going to talk about later, so I can hop to that real quick. Because another way we can send emails is right from the contact page. So if I was going to Jordan's account, right? Let's see, let's search her up. So I'm just in the contacts page right here. I'm going to search Jordan, Jordan Richardson, right? So I can send emails or make activities right from here with the contact not attached to a project, right? So I have all this information about Jordan. I can add notes here. And then I can also send emails right from here. So I can compose an email to Jordan, not attached to a project, right? Just to her. And then to answer your question, you can actually track activities with contacts before a project has started, right? Right from here, or even an opportunity, right? I can go to activities, and your company can create custom activities that you guys want to complete. You can see here that they've added, on this account, they've added a phone call, an email, they want to email them or have a lunch meeting, right? And then we can have dates and times where we want to communicate with this contact right from here. Hopefully that answers your question, Jennifer. If it doesn't, ask another one. Follow up one. Awesome. But yeah, you can set dates and times for contacts specifically before a project appears. People do this a lot for like sales leads, right? If we're just trying to establish good relationships with people, so hopefully we get a project opportunity, you can do that from here. Whether that be send them a little email for their birthday or, have a lunch meeting with them. But then we can send emails from here as well. So, perfect. Awesome. And then going back to our projects page, another big form of communication that we have in follow-up, right? Obviously, we want to communicate with our clients, right? The people who we are winning projects with. But something else that's really important is to communicate internally, right? With our estimators and our account managers and all the people associated to a project. So I think a lot of people use this, and probably this isn't a new thing, but comments. Comments are my favorite thing in follow-up. To add a comment, you go all the way to the bottom. You can add a comment right here, and you can add almost whatever you want, right? You can add little screenshots. You can copy and paste whatever information you need, right? Maybe the bid results, or maybe there's someone on your team that needs to, let's say, how was the site visit? Right? Maybe I come into this project, notice there's site information missing. I want some information on it. I can add a comment and I can attach people from my team, which then sends them an email and a notification in the system saying, hey, I think I'm in Gretchen's account. So Gretchen sent you an email about this project and it'll give you a little link to click right into it and respond. So I can attach people from my team. Let's go Brandon and Aaron. I thought there was an Aaron. I can go Jason, right? How was the site visit? I can save that. Again, sends them an email, sends them a notification. And then they can come in here later and respond to it, right? It went great. I updated it on the project, just like that, right? And you can have a whole conversation thread right within your comments. You can assign specific, maybe there's like some odd and end tasks that need to be done for this project, right? Oh, can you go look at this proposal and make sure so and so reviews it, right? Perfect. Add a comment, then it's on their to-do list. It sends them an email and a notification on what they need to do. So super cool right there. Have a whole conversation thread right from here. Perfect. And then you can even pin comments to the top, ones that are important. Or I love this as, just like the amount of time this saves you within your company, right? I always say that the reason why we don't have accurate work is because it takes time to do that, right? I have to, go make sure it's, incorrect. I have to just sorry, words. I just have to see, I have to take time to make sure it's correct and make sure we get the right answer into follow up, right? Whereas here, instead of, if I notice that a site visit information is missing, instead of going over to Brandon's office, being like, hey, Brandon, can you add information about this, this, and this, and this are missing? Can you go add that into this project and follow up, right? Brandon will probably forget. I mean, Brandon's really good at remembering things, but Brandon might forget, right? Brandon might not remember what project I talked about or all the things I mentioned that I wanted him to add. And then it took like 20 minutes probably to go to his office. Hopefully he's available, right? 20 minutes out of my day to go tell him that, and then I interrupted my workflow, right? Instead, I can just add a quick comment. He can get it to it when he has time and when he has a moment, right? And we can just like make sure our work is accurate and super, in a super quick way. So. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Anyone have any questions? Okie dokie. Okay, one other way that we can email contacts is our activities page. I will save my project. Everyone knows that button at this point. If you see if you see the leave the page, save. So I'm gonna go to my activities page. And so I don't know, hopefully you've had a QBR recently with your CSM, but we have relaunched our activities page. And I know Isaiah actually talked about it in our last webinar. But activities page is awesome. Watch the videos on it, talk to your CSM about it. It got relaunched in at the end of January and it is like amazing. I already said comments is my favorite thing, but this has to be at least my second favorite thing, okay? So you can see all your activities right from here. All those dates and times that you set on your project, you can see right here. And we've added these actions at the beginning of the year on the right. So if I went into maybe this estimate due, right? I can see this Richardson project is due on the 27th for this estimate. And I have these actions on the right. So I have this calendar where I can click in and see all the activities that need to be completed for this project. I can add some more, right? Move them around, check them off right from here. I have comments, so I can add a comment to my team right here, right? See all the comments as well. And lastly, emails. So I can email my project right here, see all the emails and all the communication for this project. So I can see that we have this communication, see if there's been an update or if they've sent something over again, right? All from right here. And then also with the update, you can complete activities from here with this little checkbox as well. But those are the ways to send an email in follow-up, right? Sending emails and connecting emails in our follow-up helps us completely improve our communication, saves us so much time in the end, and just helps your team be all on the same page. Okay, any questions? That's my spiel, guys.
Awesome. We did get one question in regards to integration. So does the CRM support integration with takeoff and estimating software such as PlanSwift, Bluebeam, OST, or Building Connected?
We do have a building connected integration we just launched. So get in contact with your CSM and you can get some more information on that one. But the other ones we don't have a direct connection with. And I haven't seen anything about, oh, Procore. Yes, if you want to add Procore as an integration as well, you can just get in contact with your CSM and they'll help you out. Perfect.
Any more questions?
Any questions on emailing or why to do it? Did I convince everyone? Are you going to do it? It'll save you time, I promise. Awesome. Perfect. And then if you have any questions on making Outlook your default or Gmail your default, right? Those links are in the chat as well as connecting your email too. And there's something else we did. What else did we do? What other thing was in the chat?
Yes.
Oh, the
Awesome. Yeah.
Outlook plugin. If you haven't
Yeah.
downloaded the Outlook plugin, you have Outlook, do it right now. It's great. It's amazing. Do it.
Yeah, and I'll send you guys follow-up emails with this recording and all these help articles. So if you didn't have a chance to check those out now, you can go back and do that later. Send it to your teammates who may have missed it or might find this useful. And yeah, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to send us an email, reach out to your CSM if you're interested in any of those integrations or anything else that maybe we didn't cover. I did want to tease next month, Eric is going to be hosting a webinar and he's going to be covering all of our new products, features that have come out from this year so far, and we have a lot of awesome new features that are really exciting. Our new voice drop or our voice AI feature,
Yep,
we'll
this
be
little
covering
sneak
that.
peek right here. There's a
Email
little
marketing.
button.
Yeah, you definitely won't want to miss that. So keep your eyes peeled for the registration page on that. And I hope you all have an amazing Memorial Day weekend.
Okay, perfect. Have fun barbecuing. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.